It's not about what you feel or you think is best, but truly about the client. But in this, there must be an immense foundation of trust and safety, both ways. So a coach must also be extremely honest about their style and their approach. And I think what many coaches lack is in their marketing of themselves. If you go and look on their profiles on LinkedIn or wherever, nearly all coaches, they tell people what they do, and they tell them what models they use. And to me, that's the least important. It's important, but the least important. The most important that people should know is who you are. Who are you? Where do you come from? What are you great at and not so great at? What do you believe and don't believe in? So will there be a connection and a match between coach and client? In the competencies of coaching, and if you think about a body like the ICF, they talk about the agreement between coach and client. And agreement is more than what are you going to pay me and when do we meet. Agreement is a connection of, do we agree this to be built on trust and a safe space, and so both ways. So that I may ask you the difficult questions. I may really zoom in what I think is needed to assist you to move forward. And you have trust enough, and I have trust enough in the client, in your abilities, that I will allow you to make your own decisions, because I trust that the answer is within you. And the best person who knows the best your abilities context is you, not me.
Which also means that, again, this is the job of the coach, is to make sure you see everything about a decision, or everything where I have a sense of, hey, it's really important to look there and ask this question, but then what you make with that, which decision you make is not up to me, full stop.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Therefore, one of the core competencies of a good coach is the skill of asking questions that comes from the skill of active listening. And that is something that truly only comes from experience. You need a lot of experience to actively listen and then ask meaningful and spot on types of questions, not to keep someone busy in their mind all the time and trying, but to help them explore themselves, explore their own feelings, their own behavior, their own thinking, and then come to a point where they get unstuck. So it's truly like an experiential method of schooling. If you think about schooling, you get many school systems that's providing on spoon feeding. Read this book, study this. Now you do an exam, you give the answers that I want. That would not be coaching. Coaching would be explore where you want to learn and go there and ask me where you need support when you get stuck. Don't give me the answers and I tell you it's right or wrong. And that's where coaching, I think, is so meaningful and impactful as a profession, and why the feedback that research gives, credible research done by companies like Gallup and etc., shows that coaching is way more impactful and value for time and money than, for instance, training or even consulting. Of course, people go to training and they sit and listen, okay? But they're not involved and it's not personal to them. But the moment, if you engage with a skillful coach, you become involved. And that brings me to the other point of coaching. Again, a difficult thing that a coach needs to learn over time is I remember I did not understand it when I years ago went through my training. I had a mentor who always told me, she said, if it feels like you're working when you're coaching, you're failing. If it seems like the client is working extremely hard, you're succeeding. You see, the client must do the work, not you. The client must engage. The client must think. The client should struggle. The client should be confronted with themselves or their environment. And you should stay out of it. So another saying is, get out of the way, coach. Get out. Don't shield them from this. Let them go through it, but be there to be kind of the provider, like a guide with a roadmap. So another great analogy of coaching that I believe works is if you have an area of nature that someone wants to explore, and say there's a forest and a mountain and rivers, and it's a huge area where you can go hiking, etc. And then you as the coach should know the area broadly, but not intimately, but you should know how to engage walking through a forest, how to cross a river, how to climb a mountain. You should understand the basics of that. And then you should ask the client, where do you want to go? And they will say, I want to get to the top of that mountain. Okay. Now, if you're a consultant or even a mentor or a teacher, you will tell them, the easiest way to get there is with this route. Follow me, I'll take you. Then you're a tour guide. And they do no work. They just follow you and get to the top. If it's coaching, you tell them, which way would you like to go in order to get to the top? Would you like to do bundu bashing through this? Would you like to explore through caves or forest or rivers? Where would you like to go? What are you? And they will say, well, I think I want to go this way. You can understand that that's a difficult way, but you say, let's go. And then you let them walk in front and you're right behind them and you tell them, let's go. If you get stuck, let's stop and talk about this. And let's see what I can assist you by asking you if you're still going in the right direction, that we should still engage. And at the end, here's the amazing thing of it. When you get to the top, it might have been through a very difficult route. The client might have chosen a route that's extremely hard. There might have been lots more obstacles and all of that. But here's the point that makes coaching for people so well worth it. They did it. They got to the top. They did it. And therefore, when they're at the top and they look back and they see, whoa, now, coach, I took a very difficult route. They say, you as a coach, you say, I know. You said, but coach, there's a much easier route. Why did you not tell me to go there? I said, no, because I'm not here to tell you. I'm not a tour guide. But next time, if you come up here, now you know the most difficult route and you know the easy route, and you can decide which one you want to experience. And that's the experience people should get.